Hey guys, happy new year. It's 2024 and I'm honestly very happy. I am so glad this year has started. I feel really good about it. Maybe I say that about every year, I don't know. But I'm just having some, thoughts and reflections even as the year is starting. And like the topmost, for example, is you can actually continue with things that worked for you before. You don't have to start like something new, like every year it's like, okay, something new. Sometimes you can continue with things that you enjoyed, things that worked for you, and then maybe if you want to tweak them a little bit, you can do those. And for me specifically, one thing I want to pick up again this year is bullet journaling. So I did it more consistently in 2022. Like I even filled that journal up, and honestly, I felt like I was really happy. I was like more in tune with myself and how my year is going. And mainly it's because I was doing this bullet journaling every month. So like January, Feb, whatever. It's like you start a new script kinda. And I love that you could create your month to whatever you would like it to be. So it could have been a theme, it could have been just something, maybe your quote for the month, your word for the month, your goal for the month, just whatever it is, as much as you want to just include it. I really enjoyed, like, especially using color. It was just like very creative, like very happy. Like I was just like literally like on like 30th, 31st, whatever. I was just thinking like, why did I stop doing that? Like why didn't I do that in 2023? Like I just couldn't imagine. And yeah, that is definitely top of the things that I am going to be doing again, because I just felt like really happy. And I think it's also like very helpful to just track how your year is going. There's this thing I use called the compass, and I feel like it helps, I think, plan for the year in, like broader terms. Like at least, in the broader sense of things, this is how I want my career to shape up. Like I want my personal relationships to look like this, I want my finances to look like this, like those type of things. Like what would be my like words for the year, like what am I doing different, those things. And I think it's that thing of you're perhaps if you're intentional, you can always go back to that compass, like monthly, quarterly, whatever period. But if I'm being honest, I feel like you're likely to be less consistent in tracking yourself using it as compared to like the bullet journaling for me, because that was like a daily activity, because it would still like be me planning out my day within that journal as well, sometimes even just having a section for just pouring out my feelings. So like it was easier for it to become something habitual. So like every day, like maybe you're flipping through the pages and then you're able to be like, oh yeah, actually I can take this off, or like this and that. Maybe even after the week is over, you can still be like, oh actually this week I achieved this and that. So yeah, I think I really want to go back to that. And I feel like because each month you're able to like plan again. I mean, if it's something you need to stop, you are likely to stop much faster. You're like, okay, you try this maybe for a week and 2 weeks, it didn't quite work through. So for the next month, maybe you're like, maybe I should try something else, yeah? So that's like one major thing I want to continue again this year. And I feel like, yeah, whatever it is for you that you felt worked for you, but they like you can't just continue with it and it's gonna be fine. And then I think just beyond that, most of my learnings are just from my experience last year. It's like, okay, so this happened and I want things to look a bit more different. Maybe for instance, I felt like, oh, last year I did not show up really like as best as I could as a friend. And it's like, okay, this year I want to do that more. So what does that look like for me? Maybe creating more time, maybe, whatever it is. So that's definitely like one thing I'm, yeah, looking forward to being better at, if I'm being honest, because yeah, it's something I really would want to do. And then at the end of it all, just realizing maybe some things don't matter as much, honestly. Yeah, like like more and more, I guess, as days go, it's just realizing that sometimes some things aren't that deep, like, and maybe it's I can speak of them now because of maybe certain factors here and there, but I just think I got to a point where I realized at the end of it all, I just want to be happy. Like, I just want to be happy, like, just really be present in my life. Like I want just my life to be filled with happy moments each and every step of the way. And I don't want to get so consumed in anything I'm doing that there is no room for that. And whatever I'm doing is work, whether it is, whatever it is, I just don't think I want that kind of life. And sometimes I feel like there's this whole maybe narrative, maybe reality for some people that you need to put in the work now when you're young, and then later on, you can retire early and but you know what? I don't know if I want to not have a life for the next 15 years so that I enjoy like afterwards, and I'm like, I could still, you know, enjoy now as we progress, and who's to say even after those 15 years after you've slaved, like you live and still be around, like not to be like somber or anything, but that's the reality. And I really want to immerse myself in the a day at a time 100%, and I want to be able to switch off when it's time to switch off. I was having a conversation with my friend and I was telling them like I really feel like I admire people who, let's say, can clock off work and literally like from after work to the next day, like there won't be a single thought about it that concerns them or whatever. So I really want to have those kind of moments. Like if there's something before me that's challenging me, whether it's even just something personal, like I'm worried, like I don't even want to worry about things. Like I want to literally like be able to be like, if it's tomorrow's problem, it's tomorrow's problem. It's not that it's tomorrow's problem, but also tonight I'm going to think about it and I'll sleep and maybe even dream about it. So I really want to embrace that whole a day at a time and just literally be able to just switch off when I want to switch off. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but that's really one of the things I am really hoping I'm able to do, or at least make steps towards. Then I think other things I'd like to do more this year, of course, traveling. Oh my goodness, like that is, yeah, I want to do that more. I think it's been a while since I did like proper traveling, and especially solo traveling. So that's a plan for this year. We hope we're able to get whatever we need to get to make that possible. I think I love this YouTube space so much. For me, yeah, like sometimes I do, I get told maybe you should be more consistent in any, but honestly for me, I don't know. Okay, like now I'm just thinking about it, like, oh, do I have a problem with consistency? Like, do I? And I'm just, but for me, I feel like sometimes I think it's just upon you, and also just the discipline you want when it comes to certain things. And I guess for me, maybe I'm not at a point where I feel like I need to have a certain discipline, especially when I'm let's say sharing videos online, and mostly because sometimes I like sharing more about life experiences, and I feel like if it's life experiences, And in terms of maybe, like the lessons I must learn, like you need to experience a bit of life to be able to share about it. So it can't be something as frequent. And for me, like, yeah, it only is timely, I guess, like once I'm like, oh, actually, so in this situation, this is what I could have done different. So maybe I can share about it right now. And I'm like, yeah, guys, so that topic people talk about on people pleasing. So actually, it's good to stop people pleasing because of so and so. And it's after that realization of, okay, you've gone through life maybe doing it, and then just seeing the disadvantage it's caused you. So yeah, all to say, if I, like sometimes you hold yourself to such a high standard in so many ways, and I think it's okay to have spaces where, I mean, the standard is on the ground. Like, honestly, more of like just having a place where there's no pressure, like where it's just on your pace, take however much time you want. And I think for me, just knowing that there isn't that much pressure is just what makes it possible to come back after 4 months and all those things. But I mean, granted, if this was my work and I was earning from it, of course, I think definitely that would be a whole different scenario. In this space, I think I would think of it differently. But I think as for now, it's something I just like, and yeah, like how I'm operating is working for me. And honestly, yeah, again, life experiences, sometimes if it, like you've just been going through it and you're sharing about life, in that moment you're not really feeling like sharing about your life. Yeah, so yeah, that's the whole plan around it. I don't know. I don't know how this year pans out. Maybe I'll do a video monthly, maybe more frequently, but it's usually not a matter of, it's never a matter of, do I really want to continue. It's like, definitely I'm going to do this for whatever time, but I do it when I'm up for it, kinda. Yeah. But that said, I am thinking of sharing a bit more on my Instagram, and also just using it more creatively, and not necessarily like maybe I'm sharing like, oh, I've gone out or something. More of like, I want to consistently post some things that, just like statements. Maybe I think I can share an example of what I mean. Like, just those small videos that are like very calm, like some like calm music, and then it's just like a quote or something. Like, that's the type of vibe I'm going through. So I'm just trying to see. I want to do that. Then I also want to maybe do it in a different form. Like now, the ones that look like typewriting. So like you're reading as the words are like being typed out as you're reading it, kinda. So those are like the two, what can I call them, like templates I'm looking at the moment. I'm using this app called Mojo. Like whatever templates I'm using at the moment are like free, and I think if I like it more, I might decide to subscribe and just see like what I could do with it. And even I guess when I want to edit maybe a reel or something that I'd want to share on Instagram, I might consider using that app. So it's equal to Canva or like CapCut or something. Yeah, so that's the plan for Instagram. I'm going to be using Medium for blogging for now. And I've also been wondering if I should separate what I write about, because I feel like I just write easy blogs, easy to read, like not something very technical. But as like, if I want to do something a bit more technical, like maybe if it's something I've researched or something even professional, just about like maybe current issues or even something related to work, I'm like, oh, I would want to write more formally as well. And so I don't know if I should still do that on Medium or go back to having WordPress as just more of like the personal. Then on Medium I write more formal. So that's something I'm thinking about. Very open to opportunities that come this year. Whether that is work, whether that is going to be studying. I'm like really open, and that's something I love about myself. I'm very open, like as in I could see, let's say, a 3-month program to learn photography, and I would apply for it. Like I just love that I can do that, and I don't necessarily feel tied to sticking through to just one thing. And I mean, to each their own, so this is my own and I feel like that works for me. Like I don't feel like every decision I make should be based on, okay, so how is this going to align with your career or your plans, or like you can do things for the sake of it, yeah, because you want to, because you like them, because you're interested, because you're curious, yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited about that part, yeah. And then what else? As I starting, I definitely want to be like more in tune with myself, even very like on a spiritual aspect. That's very big for me. And I think that's like pretty much it. I don't even like, it doesn't sound like a, like for me this sound like very reasonable, like nothing dramatic, nothing extra. It's just sounds like just right. And I feel like, yeah, if things work out, I would have enjoyed the year for sure. And I think I should probably end this video right now before it gets too long. As I'm shooting this video, like literally I have 2 more subscribers to get 500 subscribers. So if you're watching and you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And also, if you don't know, like I post shorts more consistently than like this long form videos. So sometimes if you feel like I've not uploaded for a bit, maybe I have and you just haven't seen the shorts. So you can consider even just binging on the shorts. They are like literally, most of them are less than a minute. And yeah, please subscribe. Tell your people who haven't subscribed to subscribe. And I wish you a wonderful year. Bye bye.